How the hell y'all feeling right now?
Yo, this is Never Gallimore from the Dallas Cowboys, and I want to give a major shout out to Mike Tag. Keep bringing the hype to the Cowboys Nation. We love and appreciate it. Now, can you dig it?
What is up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag here on not a good Monday, not a victory Monday.
Not a good Monday. Not a good Monday.
Never a good Monday, but hey, we got Mikey's filling in for Jimmy D's on vacation. Either that or he's still upset because his team lost to the Panthers. I don't know which.
It's got to be he's upset. He can't show his face.
Probably. But hey, before we get rolling, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, share, all that kind of good stuff. We got a lot to go over. We got a lot to digest. I know everyone is kind of in a panic mode. They're getting ready to just call it a season. We stink and all that other stuff. So hopefully by the end of the show, we get you guys kind of over it. You know, let's have a therapy session. Let's digest it all, get it out in the open. You know, we're amongst family, so we can kind of do that. So Joe, jumping into the game. So, Mikey, I mean, first of all, welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks for having me. Happy to be here on this disappointing Monday after what I witnessed on Sunday, but
yeah,
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. So, anyway, well, I know some people are happy that the Panthers took care of the Falcons, so we love that. But hey, Sierra, all kidding aside, looking at the game, watching the game. It was just one of those. To me, it's just like one of those days.
It was nothing. Nothing can go right for us. Yeah. Nothing.
And if you think that, you're Josh Allen's going to throw for 94 yards, you're probably feeling pretty good about it. You're probably thinking everything's all right. But when your quarterback's throwing for 100 yards, and hey, we got problems. Our running game actually wasn't terrible. I mean,
it wasn't.
Game. They didn't get a chance to get it off, but definitely the penalties, and I want to be clear about this. The penalties that I'm talking about, I'm not blaming the officials.
No.
Those were the penalties, and they were there. And, Josh Allen sold the first one, but you give the quarterback credit for that. But the penalties early kind of set the tone for the game. But, I mean, Mikey, what was your thoughts? And I will get into this chat while you're giving it to us.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely the penalties early that hurt us the most because we had them for a field goal, and then DeMarcus Lawrence shoves Josh Allen. Penalty
unnecessary. No reason to do it.
No necessary. And then blocking, and then the block punt attempt when they're punting the ball to us. We're getting the ball.
Yeah.
You don't need to block it. We're getting the ball. I don't mind that he went for it. It's just the fact that it screwed us because then they went down the field and scored.
Yeah. No, and the thing is with the block punt, he jumped in the air. Like if he would have dove with his foot and dove over the ball, and he probably could have took it from him because they had him beat. And if you looked at the first punt, they got closer, and it was like, all right, well, they maybe they saw something, and I believe it was Sam Williams. He had him beat, so I mean it was there. But you get that, then you get another. Personal foul, which was, again, very questionable with Curse. But the problem, again, was leaving your feet. I mean, he didn't hit him in the head. He led with his shoulder. Everything was there. But he, it was just another continuation of the drive. So before you know it, you're blinking. It's 21-3, and just nothing seemed right. Then on the flip side, the Cowboys on their first drive get down to the 30. They get penalties to bring them backwards. So it really was a game of penalties.
Oh, yeah.
Never got in the flow of the game.
And then even the fumble, like we didn't get that fumble call. Diggs fumbled, and I guess they don't review that. So,
Well,
or
the thing
or
is,
McCarthy should have challenged it.
the thing is you got, and I don't know how you guys feel in the chat. The thing is you got to know that when you saw Diggs jump up quickly and they're all running to the line, something's wrong. Something ain't right. And it's 5 minutes to go in the half. You need a little momentum. I would have just, if you lose the timeout, you lose the timeout. Just challenge it and see what happens, because it just didn't seem right. It didn't seem right. We got some family in the chat too. It looks like, yeah, we got we got Dee Dee and we got Anthony and the Bills fans. Anthony's a Bronco fan, but he's probably a Bills fan today. I'm sure.
I'm sure he is.
But no, all kidding aside, it just was one of those games, and I know the panic. And the thing that concerns me, if we're all going to be honest with each other, and I know it's in the chat, is the run defense, but really the run defense on the road. We saw the Cardinals do it. We saw the 49ers, kind of get their running game with us on the road. I don't remember how big it was, but I know that they got some running game going. And then you see it again with this Bills team, and it's just, that's a problem. And road woes are going to be a problem, because more than likely the Cowboys, if they want to get where they want to go, they're going to have to win on the road.
Oh no, I mean, I know everyone's panicking because we struggle on the road. I guess we struggle against 500 plus teams, even though, but I'm not panicking. It'll all work itself out in the end. That's how I look at it.
The thing I'm going to say, Cowboys fan, is just relax, be upset. We've got to fix stuff. You got 3 weeks to do it. I mean, we're running out of time, right? We know that the road issues are there. We've got to go to Miami. Miami came off a big win. I thought we'd split these two. I didn't know which one it was going to be. But I said it on Sunday morning show. I was more worried about Buffalo than I was the Eagles. The Eagles, I'm not, and if we played in the playoffs, I'm not worried about it. But Buffalo, backs against the wall, they're playing for their lives. They're going to come out hard. They're going to come out fighting. They did. We didn't match the intensity, and that seems to be a common theme. It's a common theme in San Francisco. They were sleepwalking in Arizona. I know they had some linemen out, but no excuse for that. They've got to find a way, and Micah Parsons talked about it. Dak Prescott talked about it. Coach McCarthy talked about it. They're all talking about it, but they got to do something about these road woes.
You got to do more doing than talking.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And early thoughts on the Dolphins. I'm going to let this stuff out, then we're going to get to the Dolphins. The Dolphins, had we beaten Buffalo, I'd probably be a little bit more worried about the Dolphin game. But I think we'll break it down more. But Dallas hasn't lost back-to-back games since 21. They usually respond, and they usually respond well after a loss. Now, this is back-to-back road games. The other games were, I believe the Charger one was on the road after coming off a loss, and they responded. Then I think they blew out, I don't know who the team was we played after the Cardinals. But anyway, that's besides the point. So that's the most important thing that we've got to see is they've got to respond. They've historically responded well. So I would say to the Cowboys fans, you got to be frustrated. You got to be upset. But understand this. They're 10-4. They're in the playoffs. I mean, San Francisco, who is the world beater, right? They're the greatest team since sliced bread. They lost 3 games. Baltimore Ravens, the anointed ones in the AFC, they've lost 3 games. The Eagles, they've lost 3 games. I mean, 3 to 4 games is kind of where it's at. Detroit got blown out by the Bears. They come back and they win. So it's a week-to-week league. You got to be ready to play. These guys are professionals. It's disappointing. I mean, we're loving it. We're feeling good. We won, 5 in a row. Hopefully, this is the wake-up call the team needs to get their crap together, get this run defense fixed. But that's on Dan Quinn. And, someone put it, he gets a pass sometimes. But
pass this time.
He's got to own it. He's got to own it. So
I think it's just the way James Cook just walked down the field. I mean, they gave him the ball. It was 10 yards every time.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that happen in a long time.
No, I mean 7.4 yards. We got bullied around. I mean, and that's the that's the part that gets frustrating is when you've got teams and the Dallas, like we don't lose 31-28. We're not going to lose 34-31. We're going to either blow the team out or get blown out. Now we've had a couple games that were close and that's good. We won those, but it's just, it seems like this team, and I don't know if you guys agree in the chat. I mean, you can almost sense in about 10 minutes of the game how it's going to work out. And the sense I just kept getting and getting and getting was, you know what? It's just nothing's going their way and they never recover. They just don't recover if they start out slow. And that's always my biggest fear when this team gets going. If we would have went out and scored, we had Brandon Cooks. I mean, overthrew him, win, whatever it could be, whatever it was, they had it. You know, the game changes. Had they knock out the rough of the passer, you get now it's 3-0. I mean, there's so many little things that can change the game, and you wonder how the flow of the game could have been different. But it's the same story on the road, and they're going to have to win on the road to get to the Super Bowl. So they're going to have to
now.
So
we're Seattle fans tonight.
Yeah, and I tell you, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, we'll get into that a little bit, but Hurts he's coming off an illness. And that was the thing, too. There was a lot of Cowboys that were sick. Make no excuses about it.
No.
But I guess it was, a half dozen or 10 plus guys have been sick. I've been sick for 2 weeks. I've been trying to get over it. But those guys have a lot of the medical advancements and all the stuff to help them out a lot better than I do. I didn't even go to the doctor. I just deal with it. So it's one of those things that that has to happen. They got to get going. So, but yeah, so I missed that throw. That was a killer, and not sure why we defer. I would rather be on defense. That's just me. I know, Doug, you and I, we go back and forth with it. I think sometimes Dak just starts too amped up early. I'd like to get in the flow of the game with him, but maybe hindsight 2020, maybe they should have took the ball first and tried to get some rhythm going.
No, yeah, but I mean, either way, like take away those penalties, it'd be 3-0. We'll be getting the ball back.
No.
I mean, like there was so much. They missed so much opportunities. They just let the game get away from them so fast.
And that's what happened. You let the game get away fast, it's going to happen. The other thing is terrible tackling. I made fun of the Eagles, and I saw it made fun of their little tackling drill that they had to go back to basics. I don't know if the Cowboys need to do that, but they've been usually a pretty good tackling team, pretty solid tackling team.
Oh, yeah.
It was just, hopefully you chalk it up to just a bad game, burn the tape and let it go. But to me, watch the tape. It should make you stew. It should make you be angry. It should give you a chip on the shoulder, get you refocused. Maybe they're drinking the Kool-Aid, whatever it was. They've got to get it back because they go back and beat Miami. We know how the media, we know how the world is. Then the next thing, Dallas is back, so.
Or they'll say, well, Miami has been a team over 500 in 300 plus days or whatever. I've never heard anything like that in my life. It is about the winning 500 crap. It's so dumb.
Well, it's just something for people to talk about.
No, I know.
People to talk about. And the media, I'm sure they had their field day with it. They went ahead and they get everything that they want to do, and that's fine. We could deal with it. And I get text messages from people. I got a text message from a Philly fan. You understand what I'm talking about? A Philly fan has texted me about us losing when they just been blown out 2 weeks in a row, and more than likely they're probably going to end up, losing this week, or at least going to be in a lot of trouble. It'll be a dog fight. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I think it's going to be. So it's just when the Cowboys lose, it's like Aisha, who does great work with DallasCowboys.com. She had tweeted out, it's Dallas has 31 rivals. And it's when we play, every team is watching. And if we lose, it makes their Sunday. And when we win, they're miserable. And I don't know if that's the way to live. I'll be honest with you. The Eagles, I haven't really thought much about that game. I really haven't. It's like I've moved on from it, but they haven't been able to let it go, and they're just waiting on the opportunity for Dallas to slip up so they can do whatever. It just blows my mind, that mentality. But it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. So we'll see.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, we also get every team's back, and that's true too. I mean, Doug, that's a great point. these teams play up to the Cowboys. They know it's on national television. They know the world is watching. They know, it's going to get talked about in the media all day, probably all week, no matter what happens. You had that unbelievable game with Cincinnati. I'm sure that didn't even get a blip on the radar on Saturday. Then you obviously had some games on Sunday. They're just going to talk about Dallas. That's what it does, but you got to own it, and that's part of being America's team. That's the price you pay for having the star in your helmet. That's the price you pay for the notoriety that you get, and you've got to step up to it, and you've got to be ready to go. So anyway, Mikey, you're man of few words. The thing I'm going to say is now we're going to bring in Uncle Cheech, because Uncle Cheech, I mean, he had a decent week, but I think he's slipping. Yeah, and we got a special guest with Uncle Cheech. Uncle Cheech is in the house. How are you feeling today?
Good. Well, they got a new co-host.
Well, Jimmy is on vacation, or he's licking his wounds from his pitiful, woeful performance that the Falcons lost to the Panthers. They gave him their second win. So I don't know if he's in hiding. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I'm probably sick.
So we got Mikey in the house. He's coming in. He's from the Fantasy Football Show. If you guys haven't watched it, we're in the playoff mode, so definitely check them out on Tuesday nights. But getting into your games, Cheech, how did you fare out? What did you do last week?
On the two last week that I lost, that we didn't show, I was 2-4, but I hit the lock again.
You hit the lock again, and you and I are going to have some words in a few minutes, because I'm not happy.
I think I'm 12-4 on the lock.
You are 12-4 on your lock. We're going to get into it. Let's take a little peek at it. And right now, you are. Let me fix this so everyone can see it. We want to make sure we get you the props you deserve. So right now, you're under 500 overall, 5-11 on your upsets, but your locks are 12-4. So you're definitely bringing it with the locks, which we're going to get into in a little bit, because I'm going to have a big problem with that. So go ahead, give us your picks.
Okay, my first pick is going to be New Orleans at the Rams, -4. I'm going to take the Rams. They're playing good. I forgot how many they won in a row now. They're at home. I think they win the game.
Wow. They're playing good. So I mean, I can't
like
hate
that pick. I like
it. Real good.
I can't hate you on that one.
I wouldn't fall asleep on this team.
No. What do you think about the Rams, Mikey? I mean, they've been playing better ball.
They're playing solid right now. They're playing solid. I like that pick. I think the Rams will beat the Saints.
All right. Laying 4. So what do we got next? This one is interesting too. Go ahead.
I know there's not many good games to pick. New England at Denver. Denver got the hell beat out of them. Sean Payton had a few choice words with the quarterback there.
He did.
I think they'll come back. I'll take Denver at home -5.5.
Yeah, and New England hasn't been playing great. Zeke is. I'm happy to see Zeke getting.
Zeke's been playing good.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Well, I heard today if Belichick gets canned, he might be coming to Tampa.
Really?
Oh, really?
That's what I heard.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Where the hell would you rather live in your retirement? That shitbox, Massachusetts, or ice on the beach?
Well, we will. We'll see what happens. I mean, Bucks have been known to make some of those kind of moves. That'd be funny if you saw Belichick go down to Tampa after Brady left and go. That would make it pretty interesting. So let's get to the upset of the week. The upset of the week.
Well, this wouldn't be much of an upset, but there wasn't much to choose from. Seattle at Tennessee. Seattle's playing tonight, so they got a short week. Tennessee at home. Tennessee played real good against the Dolphins, and I don't know what happened yesterday, but I'll take Tennessee getting 2.5.
Getting 2.5, so We will see how that works. So the question I have before we get to your lock of the week is, college football. There's been bowl games. I don't really see much from Cheech on Uncle Cheech on the bowl games. You watching any of that or?
I just got these little bowl games on right now. I don't have much interest. I looked at a couple today before I made my picks. Nothing really turned me on. So,
all right. Well, now your lock of the week. I'm going to get to it, but before I turn the page, not happy about what I'm getting ready to see, especially when you're 12-4. And I thought I had a little rule about you in these games.
Oh, well, the rule was
I want to get some fire in here.
The rule was I wasn't going to pick you to win.
What?
Not that I was going to pick you to lose.
Oh.
And this week you're going to lose.
You think we're going to lose? This is your
wow. No, this is great. I like a jinx.
Well, I can tell you this. This is going straight to the locker room. I already talked to Coach McCarthy. This is going to be bulletin board material. You got Uncle Cheech is picking the Dolphins, taking 1.5 as his lock of the week to beat the Cowboys. I don't see it happening. We're definitely going to get into it later, but there is no way Dallas is going to lose 2 in a row. They're not going to do it. Mikey is flying. He's taking the lead.
I'm going down there. I will be on the sideline. They are hiring me.
From what I heard today, you guys are 0-3 on the road against teams with winning records.
Oh,
that's an ESPN stat.
Oh.
Hey, what's the difference? ESPN,
it's a
SPP, what's the difference? What kind of, is it a stat or a stat? Anyway, winning team on the road. You guys don't play well on the road. If this was at home, I would have never picked it. But you're on the road.
On the road.
Close
I bet there'll be more Cowboy fans there than Dolphins.
They got all their weapons back now, the Dolphins. If you can't stop the run with the Dolphins, they're going to rip you apart.
No.
I mean, the runs like you stop Buffaloes. We got 2 good running backs.
I understand. I know you're a closet Dolphin fan. You're down in Miami. You do all this stuff. So I get it. That's why I left it on there. Part of me was like, you know what? I'm going to take it off. I'm not going to allow Uncle Cheech to sit there and badmouth my Cowboys. But I said, you know what? We deserve it. I want that. I want to fuel the fire. I want you to come in here guns blazing, telling me my team stinks and telling me the Dolphins are going to beat it.
I didn't say they stink.
I don't want to hear it. It's too late.
I had an alternate pick in case you were going to do that.
I wasn't.
I was waiting to hear from you. I had an alternate pick. I was going to take the Bills at the Chargers -14.
No.
The Chargers.
I want the smoke. I want all the smoke. I want you to come in there and you talk all your noise because, hey, you know what? The Cowboys need a wake-up call, and they have not lost. You threw your stat out. The Cowboys have not lost back-to-back games since early 2021.
Oh, we'll see. That's why they play the game, man. If I win this, I want a nice bottle of Anisette for Christmas.
I will do that. What am I going to get? What's in it for me? Paulie. What's in it for Paulie?
For falling, I'll throw you a bone. You give a crown to my pal.
Oh, man. Mikey, what do you got to say about it? I know you're a fan of Uncle Cheech. You've seen his work. Now, I don't know if you guys know this. Sports betting is now legal in Florida. We got the roulette tables. We got the craps tables. Now we got everything in Florida. So I know, Mikey, you like gambling a little bit. You've been following Uncle Cheech and taking his advice or what?
No, I'm not. Right. I will not take the Dolphins over the Cowboys. I will take the Rams over.
If you would have been following Uncle Cheech this year, betting his locks, you would have paid your way through college already.
You'd have a nice new car. So, Uncle Cheech, while we got you, you're a student of the game. You studied, you know all the trends, all the analytics. What was your observation of the Cowboys game? What was your thoughts on how it worked out in the start of the game?
Observation was pretty bad beatdown. I mean, what they rushed for 265
They
yards?
ran for a lot of yards. Did you feel the flow of the game early on?
They didn't put in the quarterbacks, Andy. What do you have? I think you had 100 yards passing, something like that, maybe less.
Not even 100. Not even 100.
He didn't have a chance to turn it over.
No.
Which he would have.
Yes.
Eventually.
No.
I
I was surprised. Like Cooks has been running good. But I was surprised how well they ran the ball. I thought they'd run the ball on us some. I mean, I figured they would, but I was surprised how dominant.
I was surprised too.
Yeah.
And they're bitching about them firing Ken Dorsey. This guy's doing pretty well as the new coordinator.
Well, I'm not going to blame Ken Dorsey, my beloved Kane.
I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying they got rid of him and brought this other fella in. They've been doing pretty well under him.
No.
They put that kind of yardage up on you guys. I thought I didn't think I'd ever see that.
Yeah. And Ultra made a point. I mean, no one's talking about the 49ers got gashed for a couple hundred yards, but they won. So I guess people don't.
Well, they also blew out the Cardinals.
They might have got gashed, but like I said, they won.
Yeah.
Was
that the Cardinals they
Your
played?
game went close. That's the thing. It wasn't even close.
No. Yeah, but you know how football is. I mean, you've been around the game long enough. I mean, they're talking about the sky's falling. I mean, you're still a 10-4 football team.
You're
Probably
going to be a team. You're in the playoffs. I'm picking one game. That's all. One game.
All right.
I'm not saying it's done.
One thing I'll agree with.
I'm in it for the money. I don't give a shit who wins, who loses, what.
You take the emotions out of it. I get it.
This is one game. That's all. That don't mean I wouldn't pick it next week or get farther into the playoffs. This is one game where I'm planning to make money on, or my followers are going to make money on. They will make money on this game. I'm telling you.
I think Cowboys win. I think you're wrong. What'd you say, Mikey?
I said one thing I'll agree with Cheech is if the Cowboys better get that run defense figured out real quick because it's
they better if they just run defense is like they played yesterday.
No, I agree.
They're going to get killed because it's going to leave. They run the ball effectively. It's going to open up the pass. Both the receivers are, what the hell's the guy's name? The fast
Tyreek Hill and Waddle.
No, they're good.
He'll be back now next week.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and it's been pointed out in the chat, we've talked about it. I think the bigger issue to me is penalties. That's a bigger issue to me because, they ran the ball. It was a field goal attempt, and you get a roughing the passer. They were punting. You get roughing the punter. You get a personal foul that would have been, it was something in 19 or whatever it was. They would have punted there. You gave up all three of those penalties, turned to 21 points.
Lack of discipline.
That is, to me, everyone's jumping on the rush defense, and I think the rush, don't get me wrong, I mean, the rush defense, but the lack of discipline in the penalties, leading the NFL in penalties, I have more issue with that long-term than the run defense.
Well, somebody on one of the shows I watched said he don't think Dallas is mentally tough when they make mistakes like that.
I mean, you can't. How can I argue
every time?
How can I argue it? We ain't gonna see no deuces. I'll tell you that. Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's good, but he may not be 100%. I think we'll do a good job with him. We'll see. It's
just need to keep everything.
I bet Kansas City wishes he was there, but that other guy dropping the ball all over the field.
God,
I really do feel bad.
Tony, Mikey, that was your favorite player. Got to get Tony.
I really do feel bad for Tony.
That was your favorite player, young man.
I just like his run after the catch, his juke moves. It's just he was fun to watch in college.
The other guy intercepted.
He was fun to watch in college.
Yeah.
Even Jimmy Johnson would say, "Let him fumble for another team."
Yeah. No,
I don't know how long he'll be a Chief, but he's never dropped the ball like this. So
the Mahomes has been very kind and has not thrown him under the bus and has kind of always been taking a high road with him. So it's you do that, you see what happens.
It just seems like nothing can go his way.
Sideline yesterday, they had a nice video of him. He wasn't too thrilled.
No.
The ball went up in the air.
Yeah.
Can't have that.
No. So what are your guys, Mikey, start with you. What's your thoughts on the week of the games? What surprised you? Take Cowboys out of it. What was the one game that surprised you this weekend?
I'll say the Broncos. I really thought they were going to compete a little with the Lions just because of how they were playing. I thought their defense would be able to stop the run.
I agree with it 100%. I think Denver is my upset.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lions, they look like champs one week. Next week, they stink. That's why I kind of stayed away from them.
Well, it was like the Broncos started off so hot. Like Judy caught a slant for 40 yards. They're already in the red zone. And then Wilson does some bootleg and he fumbles. And then the Lions got the ball back and they scored. The key to the Lions is you can't make a mistake and you have to stop the run. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jimmy's made appearance. Wait a minute. We got breaking news. Jimmy has come out of hiding. He said he's not ducking his Falcons choke job. He's currently handling some family, some business in between Memphis and Nashville. I don't know what he's got going on. He's the king of Western swing. You know Jimmy is, so maybe he's hanging out there. So, but the one that surprised me was the Falcons, and I didn't get a chance to talk to Jimmy about it. Is you have this Falcon team. You got Bijan Robinson. You got Pitts. You got London. You have weapons, and you can't get more than what 6 points in the game. You cannot. Your offense. You can't generate more stuff, and you can't blame the defense. I mean, they only gave up 7 points. I mean, it's hard to get mad at the defense, right? So,
yeah.
To me, that's a surprising thing because the AFC South is wide open. I mean, it's really anyone's game, and I mean, really, whoever comes out of that's more than likely going to get annihilated by Dallas or Philly, whoever ends
Baker surprised me on his play yesterday.
Baker did surprise me.
Touchdown.
I'm happy to see him doing good though.
Yeah,
I always liked Baker.
Yeah. Nah, well, you know, no, he did good. I wish I would have started him in fantasy. I made a mistake. Cost me money, and I should have known better. I didn't have the best vibes for this game Sunday. I just didn't feel good, and it just didn't feel good, and I just. Oh God, I can't believe they laid an egg, man.
The problem with going back to the Falcons, the problem with the Falcons is you say like these star players like Bijan, Pitts, and London, they don't put them on the field.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Like you draft all these players, they draft Kyle Pitts, 3? They draft 3 or 4, whatever. They draft Drake London. Kyle Pitts is 4. They draft Drake London top 10. Yeah. They draft Bijan at 7, and you don't put them on the field.
Yeah.
Why draft them? Like, why? You might as well draft offensive lineman or defensive line, whatever. You know, you can't draft a player like that and not play him.
No, they need a quarterback.
They do need a quarterback, but I mean, they could be giving the ball to Bijan more than 5 times a game.
You draft a guy that high. Real quick, there was a question in the chat on Zach Martin. They feel good about him playing against Miami. We didn't really get into the injury with Zach Martin. That wasn't good. I don't want to say that was a turning point of the game. I think the game was already kind of well in hand, at that point of it. But that was one of those things. And I'll say this to defend Zach Martin because I think there was some people on social media that was giving him crap for the personal foul that he got when it would have been we would have got a 15-yard penalty on that one drive. I mean, the player on the Bills, you could say you need to be disciplined. The player went after the quarterback. If you go after the quarterback and try and hit him in the head, your offensive lineman, Zach Martin's the leader of the team. He ain't going to allow that to happen. I got zero issues with it. I'm glad he did it. It sucks that it became offsetting, but you cannot allow a defender to go headhunting at your quarterback and have no repercussions. There had to have been something. So.
Yeah, but the Bills did the same thing. They don't get a flag.
No, they got a flag.
Did they get a flag for it? All right, my bad. I thought they didn't.
No, it was offsetting.
All right.
It was offsetting. So, I mean, and it sucked. I mean, but that's that's part of the game. And you're like you say, like right in here, defend your quarterback. I mean, you can't allow that to happen because if you don't do it, then I mean, your quarterback doesn't have the respect of the locker room. In my opinion. I think that's one of the most important things for a quarterback is to have the respect to the locker room. And Zach Martin being a leader, he's going to do something. And unfortunately, the refs always, they're always going to catch the other guy, and that's just what happens. So. All right. Well, Uncle Cheech, we appreciate it. I'm not happy about the pick. I'm not feeling good about it. You and I are going to have a little discussion afterwards when this thing is done going against my Cowboys. But like I said, I like it. I want the hate. I want all you guys to do it because, like I said before, I'll give the Bills their due. I will give their Bills their due. You know, every team, you know what they used to say, every team wants to come off the field saying they had a good fight. And the Bills, what they did was they gave the Cowboys the greatest fight they had in them. They won. We ain't crying. We ain't making no excuses. That's the way it is. You beat us. But now we're on to Miami. And I'm telling you, Uncle Cheech, I know you're a Miami fan. There's going to be 35 million people watching, waiting to see if Miami is half the team that all these people have claimed them to be. Now, I understand you got to walk that out. You're going to have to come face an angry Cowboys team that's coming down to Miami for some serious business. So, Uncle Cheech, I'm glad you picked against us.
Well, let me tell you something.
And I hope you're feeling it.
You said I'm a jinx. Maybe I'm going to help you out now. I'm picking the other team.
That's what I said.
I don't like it. I don't like you picking against. I don't like you
That's what I said.
the Cowboys. Hurt my feelings. I'm a little upset about it. As you can tell, I apologize. I won't be betting on this one. You're going to lose that lock of the week, but we do love you.
One crazy lock of the week.
Uncle Cheech, have a good one.
All right, guys. Have a nice.
All right.
Have a good one, Uncle Cheech.
Oh man. So hey, I don't know. I don't know what you think, Mike. You think you think Miami? You're flying down there. That's gonna be a long trip.
Let me tell you something.
You better have a talk with these boys. You better be ready to represent these Cowboys. And if anyone else is going down there, you guys had better represent the Cowboys because we got to get this win.
Let me tell you something. If it starts getting bad, I'm running on the field and I'm taking over the head coach position. I'm taking over and we're gonna win. Only thing that concerns me is the speed of Miami. I don't know if we've ever gone against this kind of speed with the running backs, with Tyreek, Waddle. You know, they that's all. I mean, their defense is solid, but they're not guarding. They're not going to guard us. Come on now.
No, I don't.
That's the only thing that scares me is that run defense.
Yeah, no, they're going to have to control it, and I agree with Ultra. You hit my quarterback. If I'm on defense, I'm going after yours. I'll take the penalty. I don't care what it is. I know that's old school thinking. I know that's probably not the right thing to say, you know, in the world we live in. But that's just the way I feel. If you're coming after, you sending mine to the hospital, I'm sending yours to the morgue. That's the way we used to do things. But anyway, but yeah, I wish they would have. I wish they would have done it. But it's gonna be a good game. I mean, make no mistake about it. Miami is a good football team. They're a well-coached football team. They've got some offensive weapons. Our defense is going to get tested. The thing I'll say with, I think their defense against our offense, I don't think they're as physical. I think that Dallas is going to have a chip on the shoulder. They're going to play with some attitude, and I think it's going to be a fun game. I think it's going to be a fun game. I'm not going to have a prediction yet, but I think it's going to be a fun game, and you'll enjoy yourself, I'm sure. And you'll be coming home. You'll be coming home happy.
Wow.
What's your record when you see the Cowboys?
Well, I think I've only seen them lose twice.
You saw who'd you see them lose to? The Raiders?
The Raiders in 2015 when we had Matt Castle when they played in Tampa. It was like a 13-10 game or something.
We're not going to count that one.
All right, then one loss. I've only seen them lose once.
Yeah, that's not fair. So I had you 4-1. I had you 4.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Okay, I had you 4-1. So it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a lot of fun. But I think that we're going to get it. We'll get into it a little bit. But talking about the other landscapes, so you got the NFC, you got the Eagles, you got the Seahawks. You got them going on tonight. They got Jalen Hurts. He's got an illness, but he's going to play. Obviously, got Slay out. How do you see this game kind of breaking down for Philly, Seattle? Philly has had a hard time beating Seattle. I think they've lost 9 of 10, 8 of 10. If you guys know in the chat, help me. But I know they've lost a lot against Seattle.
Well, I'll say if DK gets going, you might as well just call it, because if DK starts getting high like he did against us, and that Seattle's offense, I think the Seattle will win.
Yeah,
because I don't know if the Eagles can keep up, especially without Slay. I don't know who's gonna guard DK or JSN or Lockett. They can't say Bradbury because Bradbury's been getting cooked all year. So yeah. I don't know who's guarding them, but.
No, I think it's going to be...
Especially with Hurts sick. I think that's going to be the big factor. And these Eagles fans better not hide if they do lose, because they were running their mouth saying, oh, look at this. We're in first place. First place. If you guys lose, you'll be in second place. You'll be behind us.
Yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. And they've been running their mouth. And I'm telling you, and I will put it out there. If Dallas, now I hope this doesn't happen because that means we didn't win our division. But if Dallas ends up in Tampa, we will have, Mike Tag might host a little party at the crib with Cowboys Nation. We're gonna have a good time. Hopefully, my wife won't put the kibosh on it. But I'm gonna put my foot down and we're gonna have some fun if that's the case. Because I'll be representing, we'll be going there. But hopefully we win. Philly loses today. We win, we get things right, finish out. I thought we dropped one. So we dropped our one. We can't drop any more.
Can't drop no more.
No more. And
No
then
more.
I didn't know, honestly, I didn't watch the game. So did San Francisco played Arizona?
Mm-hmm.
Arizona ran for that many yards against San Francisco?
San Fran blew, it was 42-20. And they probably got some garbage yards.
I don't know. But I'm saying
I know it's a lot of yards, but
could Arizona beat Philly with Kyler Murray? I mean, could that happen?
It could.
So, I mean, you got to get Philly's got to drop one more. It's either the Paisan with the Giants, or it's going to have to be Kyler Murray. If they lose, if they don't lose tonight, it's a wrap. If they win tonight, they got the division.
I really do think really do think Seattle's going to win tonight because I know Jalen Hurts is playing, but he's not 100%. You don't go from being really sick yesterday to being completely fine today. So
no, he's
we'll
still
have to see.
And there were a lot of Cowboys sick. Yeah, this is Mikey Tag. Sometimes we call him Mikey Schefter. He always has breaking news. He comes, usually tweet me while I'm on the show, let me know what's happening. He's in here. He's representing the Fantasy Football Show, which is live every Tuesday, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. We got the playoffs running. More importantly, one more just quick public service. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, share. The channel has been growing, and now you got a opportunity. It's Christmas is coming. Get yourself some Cowboys Cave merch, and you can go to Twisted Gorilla. You can use the code word Cowboys Cave. You get 15% off your entire order. That is the Cowboys Cave gear and all the other stuff. They have great shirts, great other products that they got. So you can definitely look good for the holidays, get that vibe right, get the feeling right. And you can support the channel. So we appreciate it. And thank you. Definitely. Yeah. And stars we are. We're going to have the crew in. Speaking of stars we are, they're going to be coming in. Is it next week? Help me. Is it next week we're playing the Lions? We're going to get a special visit from Coach Jimmy Johnson. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that game. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to have the crew in the house. We're going to get you guys hyped. And your boy is going to be heading down to AT&T one more time, unless we get a home playoff game. Then it's going to be two more times. But we're going to be definitely doing it. We got Cuts by Jones. He's going to be there. Make sure, again, if you guys need any special stuff for your cave, Cowboys cut, it could be a portrait, go to Cuts by Jones. Does amazing work. I've probably got 3 pieces in the cave, getting more and more. Definitely support it. It's all Sport and Cowboys Nation, but you're getting great products and something awesome. I can't tell you enough the thing he did for my family, our first Cowboys game. He did a cut. It was absolutely amazing. It sits in our living room. We see it every day. So make sure you do it. Let's see. Yeah, hey, Claudio, I won't be going to the game. Little Mikey's going, but my brother Louie's going, who we got another friend of ours going who you're going to know. So if you're heading out there, they're going to be in, was it lot? Yellow lot? Is it, Mikey?
I think it's yellow.
Yellow. I think it's yellow lot. They're going to be out there. So make sure, definitely hit me up and I'll get you hooked up with them. If you're going to be out there, you guys can meet up, but it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a fun time. Mikey's going to be representing. I wish I could go to the game. I didn't realize that when I got you for a Christmas present, your uncle said, hey, I want to take him to the game. So he took you to the game. They didn't tell me that his uncle and his other uncle are like 6'5". I knew my brother was, but the other one is 6'5", can't fit in the regular seat. So I had to get the suite had to get the club level wide body seats, and now it cost a few $100. It's costing a fortune. So hopefully they're chipping in to help the young man. But we got him a flight down there, so you're gonna be representing Cowboys Cave. Make sure you represent with some pride.
Always represent. Always representing.
All right. Good. So, be running to the car. Well, if we win, you may have to.
All I know is they better not leave me at the airport. They better not leave me at the airport.
Nah, you'll be good. You'll be good. But hold on one sec. Still getting over, man. That's what I'm telling you. These Cowboys were sick. It takes a toll on you. But, anyway, guys, all I would say is this. I understand the frustration. We've got this team. They got 3 weeks. We know what the problem is. They've got to get the road woes out of the way. Now, they got an opportunity. This is their biggest opportunity. They're going against Miami. This is going to be a test. Miami's fighting. They want to win this division. We want to keep going. There's they have got, you can't lose 2 in a row. They lose this road game, you're going in the playoffs on the road, and you're 3-5 on the road. That's not a good thing. I'm not even going to count the Washington game at the end of the year, because that game more than likely is going to be, it ain't going to matter. But yeah, I know I saw the thing that they were poisoned. There was some vicious allegations that Buffalo did something to some food that got our guys sick. I don't know if that's true. I don't want to be involved in that. Mikey, you're insider. Have you heard anything like that? Can you confirm?
I have not. From my sources, I have not heard anything like that.
All right,
unless I'm missing something.
Yeah, absolutely. What was the Ravens? 49ers, Ravens. They're playing.
I'll tell you, Ravens are the best team in the AFC today. Right now, I think they're the best team.
Yeah,
in the AFC.
Yeah. You got to give it. The thing that worries me about the Ravens is Lamar Jackson. I mean, if you're going to give Dak some heat, you got to give Lamar Jackson his heat. Lamar Jackson, I don't know if he's won a playoff game. I know the backup.
No, he has. He's won.
He's won one. He's won one. I mean, he hasn't performed very well. And so I just got to see it. But right now, they're the best team in the AFC. I mean, you got to give them their props. I mean, they're the best team in the AFC. And, I mean, you'd be just a hater if you didn't acknowledge, even though 49ers lost 3 games. I mean, I guess people forget that. They are beatable, believe it or not. They're the best team in the NFL right now.
Oh, no, they're hands down the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Hands down.
And I would agree with Doug. I think the Bills in the playoffs, I think the Bills beat the Ravens. I do.
It depends on where they're playing.
I don't care where they're playing. I don't
don't know.
You don't think so?
I don't know, because call it what you want, but I think Lamar has a lot more weapons than he's had his whole career. With OBJ, I know everyone thinks OBJ is washed or whatever. He produces.
Yeah.
Zay Flowers, one of the best rookie receivers in the league.
Here we go. I'm not taking any advice from you when it comes to receivers, because
why?
Your favorite receivers are Kadarius Toney and
my favorite receiver is not Kadarius Toney. I like to watch Kadarius Toney. There's a difference. I like to watch Kadarius Toney.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah, we'll see. And I'm taking Buffalo. I agree. And we'll get into MVP. Who cares? And I don't mean that in a negative way, Steve. I think
will be the MVP.
I think it's great that Lamar won the MVP. But at the end of the day, I know that I guess the point I was making is, I know with Dak, they said, the MVP is out now. They have bad game they lost. If he drops 4 touchdowns Sunday,
he'll be back in that conversation.
Change this guy. I don't care about the MVP. I could give 2 shits about any awards. All I care about is winning the Super Bowl. That's all that matters. You could give the MVP to Purdy, give it to Hurts, give it to whoever the hell they want. I really don't care. I mean, it just, it don't matter to me. It don't matter to me that it's great for the personal accolades and all that, but I want to win championships, and that's what I got to see. And I got to see the Cowboys fix these road woes. Otherwise, you might as well kiss it goodbye. If they can't prove they can win on the road, because they're going to have to win on the road, it's going to be a wrap. It's
And you're
gonna
gonna
be
be playing in some tough places. Philly's not easy to play in. San Fran's not easy to play in.
San Fran. I'm not crazy about playing. I mean, obviously,
Well, I'm just
I'd be
saying
lying.
you have to go through them eventually.
You have to go through them eventually. Philly, I'm just going to be honest with you. Philly on the road, we had them. I mean, we outplayed them easily. There's no fear there. They're a common opponent. We've played there a million times. I don't think there's any concern going to Philly. I don't think Detroit scares me. I mean, what other
Oh,
team?
I don't Detroit because you don't know what team you're going to get. Like you'll get the one against the Broncos, or you're gonna get the one against the whoever they lost to. Who they
Yeah.
lose to?
Who? Which team?
Lions or the
Oh,
Bears.
they lost
You'll
to the
get the
Bears.
team
They got
that
blown out.
you either get the team that played like against the Bears, or you get the one who played against the Broncos.
Now they could. Now here's the thing. The thing, if you're looking at it from Dallas's point of view, not to look so far ahead, and you're like, all right, we got to fix this run deep. We got to see it. Well, you got to have a great opportunity because Miami can run the ball, and you're
Lions
playing
can run the
Detroit the
ball,
next week. You're playing them, and they can run the ball.
and they
So
can run the ball with two-headed running backs, just like Miami.
yeah, no, absolutely. I think that to me is going to be
This is going to be their test right here. These two games going against two-headed running backs, one of the top two-headed running backs in A-Chain and Mostert and Gibbs and David Montgomery.
Yeah.
It's gonna hopefully we win and we stop them both because I mean you have to stop them both. You have to. There is no blah 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 blah. You have to. If you want to win, you have to.
Yeah. Well, we got Kareem doesn't think Miami's going to or Dallas is going to beat Miami. I think Dallas is going to win. I think Dallas wins out. I think the only way they don't win out is if Philly seals the division and you're going into the last week with nothing to play for.
Yeah.
I think Dallas ends up resting. You rest some of your guys, your key guys.
Which
You're not
we
going to have
lost
that.
to we lost to the Commanders last year and then we blew out the Bucks the next week. So
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I don't.
no, I'm done now.
Yeah. I just don't. I just don't think it. In Dallas, they win. I mean, yeah, I mean, hopefully Dallas hasn't lost. Well, Dallas is going to beat anybody pretty much at home. They hadn't lost in a couple years at home. I mean, they're different, and it's weird how much of a different team you are. Now, I understand the whole. I go to all the games. I almost went to all the games this year. It's not like Dallas is this unbelievable home field advantage where, yeah, the fans get loud, but it's not a raucous. It's not like right on top of you. It's very club. Right, it's a nice place. Everyone's walking around. Maybe a few fights here and there that you saw in the thing, but it's not like they're playing in Kansas City. That's got this, huge home field advantage crowd and everything. It's just got to be a comfort level with just the routine.
I think it's just the weather, the outdoors. Because we play in a, and I know Arizona's a dome. That's only when you can take away out.
Yeah.
But San Fran, open. Philly, open. Like Buffalo, open, windy, rainy. I think it's illegal for them to have an open stadium in Buffalo anyway.
Nah, it'll be interesting. But I think this will be a good 2-game stretch for them.
No,
They're
yeah.
gonna beat Detroit. They're going to beat Detroit for a couple reasons. One, I think they're a better team. 2, I'm going to be there. I don't see them lose.
They better not lose in the Jimmy Johnson Ring of Honor. Ooh.
And you ain't losing with Jimmy Johnson. The crowd and the people that are going to be there from Aikman and Irvin and Emmett, the whole crew. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but hey, definitely appreciate. Absolutely, the Cowboys did play out, and I
agree with Sports Fan. Dallas is going to swarm Hard Rock.
There we go. Give them some love. I appreciate it, and definitely everybody that's been new to the channel. We gained over 100 and some subscribers in the last 7 days. Definitely appreciate the support. Yeah, this is what we do, man. We love talking. I'd love to get you guys calling in, but I try and do it. No one calls in. But if you guys want to do it, we could try it on Wednesday. Kelly K9 and I will be here on Wednesday. We'll be live 8 p.m. Dallas time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to get you ready for the Miami I don't talk about Buffalo no more. It's just like I don't really talk about that Eagle game no more. The Eagles just, they can't get it out. It can't get us
old
out
news.
of their head. We're in
They're
their
old
mind.
news.
But you guys
They're
enjoy
old
the
news.
Monday night game. But appreciate all the support. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, share, and all that other good stuff. And listen, Cowboy fans, I know you're frustrated. I know it's upsetting. This team is 10-4. Put in perspective, 10-4. Played like shit yesterday. Make no mistake about it. Not going to sugarcoat it any other way. I want to see this team respond. I want to see him respond, and I want to see him respond next week, the following week, I should say, against Detroit. That'll make me feel better, but we got to see what they got. They got to get this fixed. Whatever these road woes are, you got to get it because the road to 6 is going to be on the road more than likely for the Cowboys. So they've got to get it figured out. But Mikey, I'll leave you with any final thoughts.
No final thoughts. Just everyone relax. It's just a game, one game. I know everyone's happy. We were 5-0 going into Buffalo, but it's just one game. Everyone has these games. You rather lose now than later.
Yeah, I don't want to shit the bed in the playoffs.
Let them figure it out now, and we'll be fine. I'm
So,
not
guys,
worried about it.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Mikey, for filling in. You did a wonderful job. I hope you guys love the little Mikey Tag. We're getting him going. He's not as amped as me, but we'll get you there.
Of course.
It just takes time. We'll get this hype train rolling. So
exactly.
All right, you guys take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Check out the Fantasy Football Show. They're a great group of guys. They have a good time. But also Wednesday night, Kelly K9 and I will be back. And then Monday, hopefully Jimmy has licked his wounds. He's done whatever he's got to do, and he'll be back in. But definitely appreciate all the love, all the support. You guys are awesome. You make the day so good when I do these shows. And we will see you again soon. Take care.
I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Whoops. Wrong one. See, I'm right.
Take it over. Let's take it.